Tutorial: Clustering a Network Topology. This tutorial will show you how to create, arrange, uncluster, delete, and connect clusters. To create a new cluster, select one or more objects. Click the New Cluster button on the logical toolbar to create a new cluster. As with regular devices, clusters can be rearranged on the logical workspace with the Select tool. The 1941 router has been clustered as cluster 0. With the Delete tool, a cluster can either be unclustered or deleted altogether. Click here to uncluster cluster 0. Choosing the Uncluster button at this prompt will remove the cluster and show all components that were clustered. Meanwhile, choosing a Delete Cluster will delete the cluster and all the components in the cluster. The 1941 router has been unclustered. Click here to cluster the 1941 router again. Like unclustered devices, connections can be made to components within clusters. Click Auto Connect to make an automatic connection between the 2901 router and the 1941 router in cluster 0. Automatic connections are not allowed for devices inside clusters. Click here to cancel making automatic connections. Click on Serial DCE to create a manual serial connection instead. A menu of all the devices in cluster 0 is shown. Each device has a submenu that contains all of the available interfaces to make a connection. Click the first available serial interface, serial 0/0/0. Create a serial connection between the 2911 router and the 1941 router in cluster 0 as well. To see the components grouped in a cluster, click on it. The current navigation level of the workspace is listed in the Logical Workspace title bar. To return to the root level, click the Back button on the Logical toolbar. By default, all objects created in the Logical Workspace are located at the root level. To move an object between clusters and levels within clusters, first click Move Object on the Logical toolbar. Then click on the object to show the Logical Workspace hierarchy. Navigate the pop-up box to show the Move to Cluster 0. Select that choice to move this router inside Cluster 0. Click on Cluster 0 to verify that the router has been moved. Move the router back to the root level by using the Move to Root function in Cluster 0. This concludes the Clustering a Network Topology tutorial.